think it's more common in the last
I'm actually really surprised. No one has come. Like, our class has come since freshman year. But, like, I haven't seen, I guess there were those 3 girls that were sitting there.
A lot of, I heard the juniors on the SGA trip or the band trip
Oh,
or the
right,
choir
yeah.
trip.
That's where, like, Nicole and Sophie were.
They're 4th block. So they'll be watching on popcorn probably.
Are we good?
So you're just a special.
Okay, so I'm SWilson. I did my project on marine life conservation. So we have a lot of animal lovers in our group, but mine is marine life. So I got into this because ever since I was young, I've been around water. That's me and my dad. But so I was lucky enough to have a family that got to travel and go on cool adventures. This is in Key West. That starfish was bigger than my head, and I thought it was the coolest thing. And so after 2 of my older siblings, I became scuba diving certified when I was 13. And so when you're scuba diving, you get to see all of the cool things underwater, the cool animals, the coral reefs and stuff, but you also get to learn about some negative things that happen due to human behaviors and pollution and things like that. So for my research question, I came up with how does the health of the marine environment change with human behaviors? So in my research, I started kind of broad and just talked about marine biodiversity as a whole and its importance. And biodiversity is just the different types of animals and how plentiful they are in nature and things. But I went as specific as probably the most interesting thing I found was how biodiversity conservation relates to poverty alleviation, mainly in China. So I found the poverty alleviation cycle, and it just showed that as biodiversity is conserved and it rises up, poverty goes down in China. So it's just as the environment gets boosted up, there's more community involvement, and then more jobs open up, and that leads to poverty declining. So I thought that was really interesting. And so I kind of stepped away from the conservation side of it for my internship, and I went to more just marine biology. And I interned at the North Carolina Aquarium on Roanoke Island in Manio. And my first contact was a woman named Beth Wilcox. And I was really excited. I called her, and we played phone tag for a couple weeks, so I never actually talked to her. But she left messages, I left messages, and then I called her back to leave a message, hopefully actually talk to her, and she said she was out of the office because she was on maternity leave. So I was terrified. I thought everything went to shambles. I was like, why does this happen to me? Me of all people, why do bad things happen to me? But everything worked out, thank goodness, because she got me in touch with Kate Davison, who also works at the aquarium. She's more on the, she's in the office, but she helped organize my trips down there, and it was a haul. It is in North Carolina, so that was a little difficult, but I was really excited. And so the first day I worked with the education program with the Aquarists for a Day program with Dana and Kelsey, and the Aquarists for a Day program is a program at the aquarium that helps or gives the opportunity for kids 6 to 12-ish to sign up, and then they get to go behind the scenes of the aquarium and get to make snacks for animals and just witness the feedings and just like really cool opportunities that you don't usually get if you just go to the aquarium. So for my first day, we started out in the Star Center. So the Star Center is where there's the Sea Turtle Rehabilitation Center. And this is Rosemary. She's kind of like the head of the Star Center. She knows all the turtles and everything. And so this is a green turtle. It's the one that that are most common. And his name is Otter. And so they have green turtles, Kemp's turtles, and then loggerhead sea turtles. But green is the most common. What I thought was really cool in the Star Center is this, like, they have a couple of these charts. And so the chart as you can see, it has tank 1, you know, all the way up to tank 7, all the tanks in there, who's in the tank, and when they're supposed to be fed, how much they're supposed to be fed, and what they're supposed to be fed. Because all the turtles have different diets. Green turtles are actually vegetarians, so they eat a lot of like lettuce and green peppers, while the other sea turtles eat like squid, capelin, and then blue crab. And so that was really interesting. I didn't get to touch any of them because like human oils and stuff is really bad for the sea turtles, but I still got to witness it, and it was really cool. One thing that was awesome was Otter was actually ready to be transferred. So he was in the rehabilitation center. He was a cold stun victim. So cold stun, they cause just the winter months where the turtles get really close to hypothermia, and they start to just kind of float on the sound. And so they collect all of them, and it's like 30, 40, like it's a lot of turtles that they get during cold stun season. So, but he was really, really bad, so he's not ready to be released back into the natural environment, but he did get, on the day I was there, he got transferred into a bigger tank with another green sea turtle named Conk, who, so they were, they're socialized, and so that was a really cool thing to see. And so from the Star Center, we went to the wetlands where I worked with the otters, actual otters, not Otter the sea turtle. But so all the animals have activities that they do to kind of get them moving, get their brains working and everything. And so that's what both of these things are. So what I'm doing is making an otter snack. And you think snack, how can it, you know, be an education tool and everything for them? But what it is a coconut shell, dried out coconut shell with peanut butter and then fruits and veggies stuffed in and then frozen. So it's like a toy and a snack in one, because they have to like work to get it out. And another thing that the otters do is that they paint. So this is Molly's painting. So they go in with their paws and they paint on these little palettes, and they get rewarded for it because it socializes them with their, it gives them more human interaction, because otters are very, they're very aggressive.
French. Please come to the front office.
One thing that the aquarium is working to do is to start selling these in the gift shop. So they're in reconstruction right now, so they're closed, but they're opening up this spring, and so hopefully they'll be able to sell those this spring. So that's really cool. And then the last thing I did on my first day, the best experience of my whole internship, was the shark tank. So it's the biggest tank. So I got to do a gross thing too, just like everyone else. This is just like a solid block of dead fish that was frozen, and I had to like separate it with my bare hands, and it was slimy and gross, but it was still cool. So I separated it into the 10 buckets. There are 10 sharks in the tank, and it was really cool because they're fed kind of in a strange way. So, and by that I mean they're fed one shark with one staff member with like big poles that they have wire that circles the big fish, and then the shark can just pull it out. But they're only fed for a 20-minute period, Monday through Friday. And so that means is if Big Mama was one of the names of the sand tiger sharks, if she only ate 2 out of her 3 fish in the 20-minute period, she doesn't get the third one. She has to wait till tomorrow. So they're only fed for the 20-minute period, and they're also target trained. So Big Mama has to come to me on this side of the tank. She can't go to Abby over there. She has to know she has to come to me, because I'm the only person that will feed her. And they do that because some of the sharks, or all of the sharks, get vitamins. And so you had to cut open some of the fish and put vitamins down in there. And so they want to make sure that all the sharks get their needed vitamins and nutrients that they need. And another thing that was cool is that they're only fed if they're swimming clockwise in the tank. And I don't really know why. I think it's just to create kind of a uniformity for the entertainment side, so that there's an appeal of the sharks swimming all in one circle for the visitors. But it was a really cool thing that I got to witness. Unfortunately, I couldn't actually be the person holding the food or even like dive in the tank. but maybe one day. So that was my first day. And then due to the aquarium being closed for reconstruction and everything, I didn't actually get to go back until this March. So, but I actually did get to meet Beth Wilcox this time. And so she had an idea of a new education program she wanted to do. And so I just helped her out with that. I went around the entire aquarium in quarantine and in the big tanks and stuff, not diving, unfortunately, to take pictures. And so these are just some of the pictures I took. So these are just freshwater turtles, seahorse, sea snail, a turtle in the star center, starfish. And this is an education turtle, so he was really friendly, so I got a lot of cool pictures of him because he just swam right up to me because he's used to human interaction. But so, going from that, because my internship was just marine biology, I went back into the conservation side for my community service. So this is me, Miss Amy Stewart, and Troop 1162 for Girl Scouts. So Amy Stewart is the head of this troop. She's the troop leader. And this is actually Miss Esch's daughter, so I used Miss Esch again to kind of get in contact with Amy Stewart. And I haven't completed my community service yet, but what we are planning to do next Saturday, we're going to have a big river day. So April 23rd, we are going to go to the Rivanna River at Sandy Beach and do pH testing, turbidity testing, dissolved oxygen, macroinvertebrate testing, and all the cool stuff, and just like test the river for if it's at its like correct levels and things. And how the Girl Scouts tie in, they're obviously going to come, but what they're earning a badge that we created last night at their Girl Scouts meeting, a water conservation badge. So we made the badge last night, and they are all going to accompany me on this river day and then earn that badge. So that's my community service and my legacy, that they get their badge for water conservation. So any advice I have to none of the upcoming seniors in the room, but it just is kind of summed up with this project. You have to be positive. I was really lucky that I enjoyed my internship. Unfortunately, some people in my class didn't have the best experience with theirs, but I just chose something that I really loved, and I mean, I was super interested in, still am, and I was positive about it, and I was patient. You have to be patient because a lot of the people that you're contacting don't have time. They don't really care. They don't have time to talk to a high school student that they don't know. And so you have to be patient and at the same time very persistent. I emailed Kate Davison at least once a week just to make sure everything was set and we're going at the same dates and we knew everything was set. So you have to be persistent in the entire project. And also with being persistent emailing, I use Miss Esch a lot because she knows the fine line between interested and intrigued and being an annoying high school student who needs this, for school. But so Miss Esch is a great tool to use. And my reflection on this project was Governor School is, I don't know, Governor School has taught me a lot more than I guess I could, I can think about right now. So it's a great opportunity, and I know that next year I'm going to be continuing my studies at Virginia Tech, and I'm in the College of General Biosciences. So I don't have a declared major or anything yet, but I still know that I want to do marine biology. I might even broaden it into just biology, maybe biosciences engineering. I'm all out there. Anything with science related, I'm there. But yeah, Governor School is a great opportunity for anyone who isn't in here that hasn't decided if they want to do it yet. But yeah, thank you. Any questions? Yes, Bree.
So you mentioned how the sharks get fed Monday through Friday for only 20 minutes. So does that mean they're not fed on Saturday and Sunday?
That was my understanding, but I don't have a reason why. It's Monday through Friday for 20 minutes. I guess it's to symbolize, because in the natural world, I guess a lot of times they get, maybe one time when they have like a really big, like they eat a seal or something, and then they go an entire week without eating anything. So I think it's kind of to symbolize more along the lines of like the natural habitat that they have.